Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our AI in Action series, where leading minds in AI from across the world share their story, success, and advice. AI in Action cuts through the hype and explores the true impact of artificial intelligence in our world today.
You're listening to AI in Action. I'm your host, JP Valentine. Our guest today is Sivakumar Lakshmanan. Siva is the CEO of Antuit.ai, a Zebra Technologies company. Siva, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, John. Thanks for inviting me.
So, Siva, we've got a lot to talk about, but let's start with yourself, please. Could you give us a bit of an overview of your journey in technology, from where you got started, what your background was, some of the roles you've held along the way, and what's led you to where you are today as the CEO of Antuit?
I started as a person who wants to learn and explore technology. So it is not an accident that I ended up in technology. It was by design. I studied computer science engineering. And somewhere along the way, I realized I'm not as good a coder that I want to be. You need a bit of a special talent to be an excellent coder. I was a reasonable one. So I decided to pursue technology, but in a different path. I did my MBA after my computer science engineering and pursued management and consulting in the line of technology. I started my own company right at the back of my school and ran it for a period of 3 years, did reasonably well, and ended up with IBM. That was my first job with a large corporate. I cut my teeth there. I learned technology. I learned how to solve client problems, did a lot of analytics before it was called big data or analytics, consulted across multiple customers. To be fair and transparent, IBM is the place where I learned the art, and it's a fantastic place then to learn the art. Out of IBM, my entrepreneur bug bit me again, and I started my own company again. And this was in Australia and New Zealand. That's where I migrated to. And that company that I started did very well. And Antuit acquired that company when Antuit was formed. The name of that company was InSync. So Antuit acquired that company, and then I became part of Antuit from day one. And I held several roles. I lived in Auckland for a period of time in New Zealand, where I was running Antuit Group for Asia. And the board thought, you know what, the market is really in North America. Maybe you should be here. And I moved to North America, and I took a larger responsibility here in North America and ended up being the CEO. And roughly 9 months back, the company got acquired. Now we are part of a much larger company called Zebra Technologies. Zebra Technologies is a $6 billion hardware and software solutions company that solves enterprise asset intelligence challenges for retailers and consumer product. Antuit is now a group within Zebra, and I continue to be part of Antuit and Zebra running Antuit.
Siva, thank you for that. Really appreciate the detail and sharing your journey, what's led you to where you are now as CEO at Antuit. You talked about Antuit recently getting acquired by Zebra Technologies, who are a huge organization that we're actually going to be speaking to in a couple of weeks on the podcast. But let's take a step back. Tell us who Antuit are as a business, who you are, what you do, what the mission of the organization is, and then we can talk about what role AI plays in helping your customers.
So the easiest way to think about Antuit is when you walk into a retail store and you see a bag of chips there, or your favorite snack out there, or your toiletries there, do you have the right product on the shelf? Yes. Do you have the right quantity of them? Yes. And is it the right price compared to what the competition is selling? Yes. Then you will likely thank Antuit. So Antuit helps retail and consumer product companies make inventory decisions, make better inventory decisions. What does an inventory decision mean? Inventory, which is the lifeblood of any business for that matter, think about the amount of decision one has to make in terms of what is the product I'm going to make? Where am I going to store it? Which retail store am I going to sell it? What is the price I will sell it? If it isn't selling as fast as I want it to be, what is the promotion and markdown strategy I'm going to use to sell off those inventories? These are very critical decisions one has to go through, and that has a profound impact on the revenue and gross margin. And what Antuit does is, Antuit leverages AI, cloud technologies, and data to help these organizations make better decisions around inventory. All the way from what is my demand forecast? What is that my customers are going to buy from me? If this is what they are going to buy from me, how do I go and fulfill this demand? How do I make sure I have right product at the right place to fulfill this demand? Be it customers walking into a retail store or customers buying online.
Siva, thank you so much. You referenced AI there in its introduction, and Antuit at its core is a AI business. You're utilizing artificial intelligence and data science. Can you give us some insight into what that looks like day to day for your customers? What are some of the benefits that they have in using Antuit services and how it's helping them with supply chain and overall their bottom line?
Absolutely. And Antuit's pride itself in our customer success, right? That's why we exist, because our customers succeed. And we spoke about how AI is helping the customers. Think about a typical retail environment today or a consumer products company's environment today. The companies are dealing with shifting demand. There was a time COVID happened not long ago, stores are set, but we ended up buying a lot of products. One would think the demand will go down, but the demand went through the roof. And the supply chain shortages happened. We did not have enough inventory to fulfill the demand. Now, the demand looks like it's subsidizing, but the supply chain issues persisted much longer. What happened? You have supply, less supply, you have more demand, and naturally the prices started going up. The inflation happened. And once the inflation is peaking, the ports were clogged. Now the ports are getting released and the inventory is coming offshore, onshore here, and we are ending up with a lot more inventory than what we want. Now there is a need for, hey, how do I clear this inventory? I ordered this 2-3 seasons in advance. Now I have a lot more than what I wanted it, and it is coming in a wrong season as well. So I need to do some form of promotional pricing and demand shaping to clear those inventory, right? A problem of not having inventory to problem of having excess inventory, a problem of too much demand to little demand, things are shifting every day. Now, if you are running business in this environment, think about the nature of decisions you need to make. Are you going to assume it's going to be more demand, less demand, price higher, price lower, buy more, buy less? There is a variety of decisions that one has to make to successfully run the business. And this is where a data-based intelligent decision making comes to rescue. Decisions which were once made out of Excel files, out of people who have significant experience with their gut feeling. Now the complexity around us is challenging the limitations on how much individuals can handle, and can they handle that systematically and consistently. So technology, particularly AI as a technology, has been very helpful in extracting that intelligence from the data and guiding better decision making, augmenting the human role played in this decision making. And that is what our customers use Antuit solution for. Our customers use Antuit solution for deciding, hey, how much of bread should go into Kroger at Frisco today versus Walmart in Plano. Our customers decide for this type of shoe, size 9, style this, color this, what is the right price to clear the inventory because I have excess inventory. That is what our customers use it for. Our customers help determine how much of electronic shaver do I make, given this is going to be my demand across Amazon as a channel, retail channels, and my wholesale demand. That's what our customers use Antuit for.
You are listening to the Alldus podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions, www.alldus.com.
Focusing now on the team behind the scenes at Antuit, can you give us some insight into what the current makeup of the AI and technology team looks like, and then what a typical project is from a new customer who first gets introduced to Antuit, how you guys go about ingesting their data and building a platform for them to use and get these insights from Antuit?
There are two questions here. I'll take the first one first, which is what does a team in an AI company like Antuit look like? AI is a team sport. As much as it looks like AI is all about data scientists and AI scientists, yes, they play a very fundamental role, but there are other roles in technology that plays a fundamental role in making AI happen for our customers. Those include cloud technologies, people who specialize in how to make cloud technologies work, people who know how to build good software products, because AI gets consumed through a software that you and I see on a day-to-day basis. You don't buy Netflix because Netflix has AI, do you? You buy Netflix because you want to watch your favorite entertainment, and the AI is behind the scene to make it better. But someone has to bring the entertainment together, and that's what the software engineering folks do, which is give the presentation layer life on top of the cloud. Once you have these products, you then need a go-to-market team which can tell the story about the product to customers so that the customers can appreciate what the product can do for their business. And you need a professional services team which can take these products and implement to the customers. And that's the second part of your question, which is what does it mean? What does the professional services team do? To make AI work and to onboard a customer, oftentimes, the less appreciated aspect of this is the data. We all assume that the data magically happens to us and then AI will start showing great results. No, behind the scenes for AI to work is the data. The data has to be available in good quality, at the right time, at the right density for us to make these decisions. So to get this data, the onboarding process involves working with our customers, helping them understand what data we need, what is available for them, what is not readily available, where they need to go and get the data, and bring the data into our systems. Then we configure these algorithms based on the data to provide results. And we also configure what we call as a workflow layer. Think of the workflow layer as something that will help you through the decision process with AI behind the scene. We configure the workflow layer based on the business process and go live with the solution for our customers.
Siva, you've given us some insight there into the type of projects and what it could be like there day to day. You've obviously built this company up and now have the role of CEO. A big part of that is ensuring that you guys continue to grow and build out your workforce. Speaking now to an audience specifically of people who work within AI, whether it be data scientists, data engineers, machine learning engineers, when you're talking to people about the work and the environment at Antuit, what is it that you tell them that would get them interested in working at Antuit over some of the other great opportunities available to them?
That's a great question. The question that I ask myself every day. And I played a role in building this company and building the team. And my team played more pivotal role in building the company as well. So in terms of what differentiates Antuit, or for that matter, what do people look for given the modern new age talent that is coming out in the area of AI, machine learning, engineering, data engineering? What do they look for? And I personally think the biggest differentiation that I can provide for people working for Antuit and Zebra is ability to influence real day-to-day decisions. The algorithm you write, it is not going into some esoteric world where you do not see the outcome of it. You write an algorithm, it is used by some of the biggest and baddest company in the world to make the most mission critical decision that you will ever see. If you write that incorrectly, or if this algorithm doesn't exist, there is going to be out of stock of the most important bread in the neighborhood supermarket. How mission critical is it? That is a huge differentiation when it comes to attracting talent, because yes, you can write cool algorithm. Yes, you can do science experiments time and again, but the real satisfaction comes, real engagement comes when you realize what you have done has material impact to the real life that we are all involved in. And that, I think, is extremely critical to attract and retain top talent.
Completely agree. CV, you've given us some great insight into the work that Antuit is doing now, how you're impacting supply chain and how you're helping your customers stay current and fight off some of the real world impacts of today. Where do you see the future of Antuit and what business impact can it have with the ever-changing landscape of AI and supply chain? What are you, when you look ahead for the next few years for Antuit, what are you excited about and what do you anticipate to see happening?
What I'm most excited about is the partnership with Antuit's parent company, Zebra, right? Zebra acquired Antuit with a strategy to bring the execution and planning together and then provide an end-to-end experience technology solution for our customers. Now think about a world where you make a decision on inventory. What is the next most important thing for a retail company or a manufacturing company? It's labor, isn't it? That's the next biggest cost to inventory. Zebra has strength in optimizing the necessary human capital to execute a business. Now, bringing the inventory and human capital efficiency together to a business is the holy grail. Those businesses which can take these two solutions is going to have significant competitive advantage over the competition. So I'm most excited about augmenting Antuit's capability with Zebra's capability, be it in the hardware or be it in the labor efficiency software solution Zebra already has, and providing a one-stop shop for our customers to solve the most critical problems they are facing, be it in the inventory side or in the labor side.
Final question from me then, Siva. With the continued success of Antuit and now with the support of Zebra, you guys expect to grow again in the rest of 2022 and beyond. What opportunities are there going to be for people who work within the AI field to come and join Antuit? When you think of the hiring you're going to need to make, where do you expect the growth to come from and how much hiring needs to be made to help you get there?
I mean, there are a variety of areas that Antuit and Zebra will continue to hire, and we are hiring. The company is growing greatly, and we have a great parent company to enable the growth as well. But there are certain areas where the hiring will be more focused on, which would include data engineering, because the need for talent in able to handle data efficiently is ever so critical, not only for Antuit, that's true for most companies in this space that we are in. Machine learning engineering, which is people who are capable of productionizing machine learning solution and then make it run reliably in the cloud, is supremely important. So if you are in your college, or if you're doing your post graduation, or if you're planning to get trained, these are areas that's going to have immense opportunities in the future. Data engineering, machine learning engineering, cloud engineering. The large cloud technology is still in very nascent stage. The adoption is greatly picked up, but it's largely in nascent stage. So we see a lot of need for us in these three areas. Not to say that we wouldn't be hiring on the consulting or professional services or people with supply chain domain expertise, so on and so forth. But when you ask this question, these three areas come to top of my mind.
Siva, thank you so much for coming on today. Great to learn about your background and your journey from entrepreneur going into consulting and back to leading a large organization again. The work you're doing with Antuit using AI to impact supply chain is real time. It's exciting and it's having a major impact and it's helping companies stay current. With the partnership now with Zebra, there's obviously going to be a lot of exciting growth and innovation ahead. And you've made the opportunity for people to work there sound very attractive. So we really appreciate your time and wish you, the team, and everyone at Antuit the best of luck in the months and years to come.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you having me part of this.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.